Hey y'all, hey, peace to everybody that is already in here. I like seeing it. I see now I need to do like some little Sunday, what could we call it? I don't know what, y'all drop a name that we could call our Sunday since this is a good time for y'all, I'm starting to say. Sunday fun days, okay? Unfortunately, this topic, unfortunately, is... It could be a kiki. It could be a kiki, but at the same time, it's really not a kiki because I'm really upset about it and I'm not happy about it. Like, it's really bothersome. Honestly, okay, I'll get into it in a minute, y'all. I got my water, so y'all get y'all water. I got my Malbec, if y'all want to know what type. I'm not getting paid for this, by the way, but this is my favorite Malbec. It is a red wine. It is a warm wine. You drink it typically with steak or pasta, things like that. I know about wines and I'm a wine connoisseur because it was one of my first bartending jobs in a actual restaurant. It was actually an Italian restaurant, so I used to bartend, and so I had to learn about the wines and what they pair with. I had to try different ones, and that's when I learned that I really like red wines. This is an Argentina wine, because I don't like sweet wines. Sweet stuff, like sweet drinks and all those sweet alcoholic drinks. I don't like sugar a lot either, but all those sweet alcoholic drinks, just not my zhush. So let me get me a glass wine so we can get into it, y'all. If some of y'all been following me on here or subscribed to me for a while, you may have heard this story before, but I'm gonna get into it in a second. So give me a second, y'all. Get y'all, your party favorites, because we're gonna be on here for a while. Because honestly, y'all know me. I'm not scared to drag nobody for filth, especially when they utilize in the spiritual community to act holier than thou and like they're so put together and they're this and they're that, and yet they ain't real. They fake and fraudulent. Y'all know I don't like a fake and fraudulent person. I just don't like that. So I drag those type of people for filth. Okay? And honestly, I enjoy it, but you got to have a balance in your life. So I try really to steer back from dragging people and reading them for filth. But when they come for me and I didn't send for them, then I gotta send them back Federal Express. But before I do that, I gotta read them for filth and then send them back packing. You know what I mean? So give me 1 second. Let me get a glass of wine. What's wrong? Alright, y'all, I have my wine glass. Now this is very interesting that y'all see me. I've always told people I like to drink wine. I've never hidden that from anybody. This is my, what do they call it, babe? When you have like vice. This is my vice. You know what I mean? This is something that I enjoy on earth. Period. We all got our own vices. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand when people act like they don't do nothing. Oh, I'm just holier than thou. I'm vegan, I'm this, I'm that. Like, I can't stand that energy, dog. Like, that, to me, is so fake. It's so fraudulent. So, anywho, let's get into it, y'all. So, the reason I came live today is because, for whatever reason, this Yoshi is what she goes by on Facebook. If any of you all have ever run across her, that's her name now. She's changed her name several times because of the following that I have and how I've let people know that this woman is stalking me. Now, the last time I had to bring this to people's attention was on Facebook, and I basically did a whole live stream like telling people this woman has never been my friend. She was never my friend, okay? Let me start with the beginning of the story. Now, I have a platform on Facebook that grew very large during the pandemic time, because I I speak, like how I speak now. And I always speak my truths, my experiences, and I utilize social media to do that. And I guess it helped a lot of people to the point they used to share my live streams a lot. People would refer other people to my page, like for motivation, just for positive energy, for just on some real shit, real life stuff, right? So, as it kept growing and kept growing and kept growing, I kept, there would be women, and I call them goddesses. There would be goddesses, that I would start to be keen towards, because we would message each other back and forth either under my live streams, or they always be on my live streams commenting, engaging. They would, hit my DMs and ask me questions and things like that, or just want to vent to me and, listen to their stories and what they had going on. And one thing about me is I am an empath, but the thing with me though is I know how to control it. Some people are empaths and they're like a wreck because they don't know how to have control over it and balance. I have balance, and I had to learn balance because I had to be a listening ear for a lot of people. That ended up being part of my journey, is being like a counselor, like a shoulder to cry on. So I would have women come, they would get readings from me, but I only do readings for people if they ask me for readings. So that's the type of person I am. I don't charge people for readings. I never charge people for my live streams. I never even dropped my Cash App. Like, that's just the type of person I am. I just was this person that decided to utilize my experiences, my life, and just be open on Facebook about it during a very trying time for a lot of people across this planet. So anyway, fast forward, I done been talking for like 2 years on my live stream at this point. Got a lot of followers, a lot of, goddesses that, hit me up and be like, hey, goddess, or they always commenting. Anyway, I just was like, let me go ahead and do something where I can actually meet up with some of these women. Because it was to the point I was having people want to come speak in their city, wanted to put, conventions together and stuff where I came to speak. Like, I didn't create that for myself. This is how powerful, my messages got. So I was like, okay, let me go ahead and put together like a trip, but let me invite some goddesses from Facebook, because I really don't have like friends and people I hung out with back at home in St. Louis. I literally hung with my cousins and that's it. I really have had a hard time trusting women in the past because of a lot of experience that I have been through where women were jealous, envious, whatever. I let them in my home. And then I opened my doors for them to live with me. I was telling my husband this. They slept with my baby daddy. I was trying to get with him, was borrowing my clothes, talking stuff behind my back, but yet you're sleeping in my home, calling CPS on me once I have to put you out because I find out that you're utilizing this time to talk bad about me, to be in my life so you can find something to talk bad about me with. So I had like all these experiences in my past, and it made me guarded towards being around women. So really all these years I only hung out with my cousins, which were around my age. So fast forward, this is what happened with the solar return trip. I decided, okay, this is the spiritual community. This is spiritual people. So this is going to be different. These women are going to be different because they're spiritual. Okay? So I decided to put it out there like, hey, y'all, I did live streams, let them know, I want to put together a goddess retreat, but it's also going to be in celebration of my birthday, right? So some women bit, it was a lot of women that actually bit, but I was like, I need to discern this situation and utilize my intuition when it comes to choosing who I want to come on this trip. You know what I mean? And that's what I call myself doing. However, at the time that I was doing all that, I was in the process of getting ready to move to a whole nother state. My grandchildren was in custody of CPS at the time because of some drama from a so-called family member. It's a lot, but I'm going to get into it, y'all. That's why I say it's going to be a long live. So anywho, throughout this process, I'm like, I need to gauge and kind of figure out who I want to bring with me. This particular stalker girl, wasn't even supposed to be a part of the solar return trip. She wasn't even initially picked. Little do she know. She wasn't even initially picked. She was like somebody that I added in there because I was waiting for people to answer me back individually before I put them in this group message on Messenger, right? So I was individually hitting these goddesses up, and then once they were able to tell me if they could get off work or if that would work for them, then I added them to the group chat, right? So I finally had 8 women that came to my trip, right? So she ended up being like one of the last minute bring honors or whatever, and that's what it was. So we were messaging in the group chat the whole time, you know, about plans, about where we're gonna stay. So we went to Galveston, Tennessee, and if you don't know about there, they have like all these like cabins and things like that, really, really nice cabins. And so that's where we went. It was the fall. Well, I guess you could say in the spring, fall, because it was the month of my birthday, a week after my birthday. At the time, I was dating someone in Texas, and so I had went there for my birthday week, and then I followed in and went to the solar return trip the following week after. So what happened was all the ladies were from all over the United States. Some were on the East Coast, some were in the Midwest, some were on the West Coast, and we were figuring out who was going to fly where, how we can link everybody up, if people needed a ride from the airport. We're doing all this via DM. We're figuring out what cabin we're going to stay at. We're just getting all the plans together. In the meantime, we all switched telephone numbers as well so that we would be able to contact each other once the trip, you know, took off or whatever. So she ended up having my phone number. Now, prior to this trip, she had bought some jewelry from Melanated Mysteries from me. And so that's about the extent of our relationship. That's about the extent of our relationship. She was buying jewelry from me, and I stay in contact with my customers as far as like messaging back. Because at the time, I didn't have a website. I would just take their orders. They would cash out me, and then we would message via DM. So she had ended up having an herbal line that she started of herbs. And so me being nice, because she was a good customer of mine, I just supported her because this is the type of woman I am. So I supported her herb line. Then all of a sudden she started messaging me like Grand Rising Goddess and all this out the blue. I thought it was quite strange because we didn't have a relationship like that. So, but you know, me being kind, you know, would message her back or whatever, like Grand Rising, and she was like, oh, I just wanted to wish you a beautiful day and da 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 da. Very kind like. So I was like, okay, you as well, Goddess, have a great day, whatever. And then it started becoming messages where she was like, I really need to talk with somebody and vent with somebody about a situation she had going on with her husband on one side and her twin flame on another side. Right? And this is the first time I'm getting deep with this story because I'm sick of her and I have no idea how the stalking stuff even came about, but I'm just trying to get y'all to understand the whole broad scale of the story from my side of things because it's happening to me. So anyway, she started telling me about her, like, you know, hang-ups that she was having with her twin flame. Yes, I do have a female stalker. Yes. So with her twin flame and all that stuff, so I was just like, okay, well, I would try to give her advice, but I really wasn't in that situation to know how to give her advice as far as that. Like, then she told me how she was a PK, a preacher's kid. Her parents had died some years back. She grew up very religious in church. I can't remember what type of background religion she was into, but I guess she had just recently left it and started tapping more into spirituality. And she was asking me questions about how she should deal with these religious people and all of this and that. And really the best thing advice I could ever give her was like to just ignore them, you know what I mean, and keep speaking your truth. That's what I always told her. So she kept on messaging me, and I just, you know, was kind to her because she was coming on a solar return trip. However, she was the only woman out of all the other 7 women that was messaging me like this. So whatever, moving forward, I was going to Texas. All my movements as far as what she knows about me, I I told on Facebook. I would be like, hey, I'm going to Texas this week. I'm going to go see my man. It's my birthday week, da-da-da-da-da. Everything that was going on with my grandchildren, I was keeping everybody updated because we were fighting the system for my grandchildren. I kept everybody abreast on Facebook, so none of this information is hidden. I never cared for it to be hidden. I only put out there what I want people to know about my life. So any like conversation or exchanges we had, it never was about my personal life or anything significant that she knew that nobody else knew. I never had those conversations with her. So fast forward, it's the solar return trip, or getting ready to be the solar return trip. Everybody got their plane tickets, everybody getting ready to go. I get hit up by her like, hey, is there any way that my husband can drive me to you all, or you all meet me so that I can get a ride with y'all? Aren't you all getting a rental car? And I'm like, yeah, because one of my people, 7, lives in St. Louis, one of the goddesses. So I'm like, yeah, we're getting a rental car and we're driving there. She's like, well, is it okay if my husband drives me down to St. Louis? I'm like, sure, because I'm thinking apparently she don't have the money and she's already put money up for her room. So I'm like, sure, you know, and she's like, okay, well, he's going to drive me down there to you. And so I gave her my address. She was the only goddess outside of 7, because 7 was one of my people from St. Louis that was invited. Only people outside of 7 that was on that solar return trip that was even in my home, my sanctuary, my apartment, my loft, okay? So she got dropped off to my apartment, and it was going to be hours until we left, so we were just really lounging around. I really was packing. Like I said, I was moving soon after the trip, so I was really busy getting stuff together. She's looking around my apartment, which was a studio, but it was a loft-sized studio. So she's looking around it and everything, going in the bathroom, looking at my view, and she's like, oh, this is where you do live streams. Oh, it looked a lot bigger on live stream when you're live and blah, blah. I thought that was weird for her to say that, so it kind of got my attention for a second. I was like, huh? And then I just shrugged it off and kept like doing what I was doing. I was busy. I think I was doing shipments. I was packing people's jewelry. I was doing a lot of stuff because I was utilizing the time. Even though she was there, it wasn't even about her. It was like, I'm doing what I need to do. So, and I'm sure she's on here watching, by the way, because I got sent a message that she watched my last live stream, y'all. The one that I did about energy vampires, which ironically, she's trying to be one of them. But she watched the live stream, so this is why I'm messaging about this. So she's watching this more than likely. She's a stalker. I thought I blocked her from YouTube, but apparently she made a whole nother page like she keeps doing to follow my content. From Facebook, Instagram, wherever, like she's crazy. Anyway, fast forward. So 7 comes with the rental car. We hop in a rental car. You know, leading up to us waiting for 7 to come, we had went ahead, took all our bags and stuff downstairs, down the elevator and down through the front. So we're standing outside in the front by like where my fountain was for my apartment. So we taking pictures and stuff, and we like doing little, you know, videos and all that, like girls trip, you know, I'm getting some content. Now I had already told the girls that I would be getting content while I'm on the trip if anybody had any type of, you know, if they didn't want to be in the live streams, if they didn't want to be in the content, to let me know. I did this ahead of time. So people that didn't want to be in it, let me know. Like it was a couple nurses and stuff, or a nurse that was in there and somebody else. But pretty much everybody else was okay with being in the content. So she's in some of the content that I'm doing or whatever. So y'all gotta remember, it's my solar return trip. So we stop at the store. 7 like, I need to stop because 7 smokes, she smokes. They both smoke weed. So we stop at the store, the little corner store by my house, and we trying to decide who gonna drive. They wanted me to drive. They wanted to smoke. So I'm like, cool, I drive, because I drove all the way to Louisiana for Mardi Gras from St. Louis by myself. So I can just drive. As long as I have a good playlist, I can roll. So we stop at the store or whatever. They grabbing they little blunts and stuff that they need for their weed. She already got 5-6 blunts rolled up, pre-rolled up. Jane, that's her name. Her name is Jane, but she go off of Mari Yoshi on Facebook. Anyway, So they got all they weed and stuff. So I grabbed the little wine things, like the little I don't know if y'all know, but like the little Sutter Home ones. I grabbed those, and I took a cup of ice. Now, if you know me, this is not gonna do shit to me. I took a cup of ice and I opened one of the little short wine things, poured it in there, and that's all I had the whole time that I was driving, the whole entire time. Now, some people may be sticklers on that, cool, whatever. I'm a stickler on people that smoke. I feel like people that smoking are more delirious and out of it. You know what I'm saying? And they smoking heavily in the car. I don't even smoke. But you ain't had no problem with that. You ain't had no problem with me having contact from the smoke. But you had a problem with the drink. But she ain't say that. At the time, she like, oh, okay, you got your wine, okay, da-da-da-da-da. Everybody Gucci. We almost there. We decided that Jane was going to be the one take over and drive when it gets dark, because at the time, I'm not good at seeing at night. And then come to find out, Seven ain't good at driving at night either because of her vision. So the whole thing was Jane was supposed to take over and drive soon as we got to a certain spot. So it started getting darker, which we had already made it to Tennessee, and we were already down there where we needed to be to find the cabins. So we switched. If you go to Galveston, like the hills and the mountain, you're literally driving up hills and mountains and stuff. And they're very steep, very slim, very skinny. I had never been there to know that before, but that was the situation. So while Jane is driving, and keep in mind, it's pitch dark. It ain't really no like street lights or nothing, because this ain't the city. This is like out in the boonies. So she driving, she all scared and stuff. And in Tennessee, it's like if you drive on somebody's property and they don't know you, they literally can shoot you. Shoot to kill. That's like the law out there. So she was going to these cabins that wasn't the cabins we were supposed to be at, and getting turned around. And at one point, we almost went off into like the forest in this like steep ditch. And I just was like, Jane, just get out. Let me drive. I got us out the little rut and finally got us to the cabin. The girls had already arrived to the cabin, all the other girls. I think it was only one other goddess that had got delayed. Jasmine, she got delayed, so she couldn't come into the next day. She was stuck in the airport. But other than that, all the other goddesses had met up with each other, picked each other up in Atlanta, all types of stuff, made it to the cabin. We get to the cabin, they already settled in and all that stuff. We walk in, I'm like, hey girls, you know, I'm recording it, and I'm gonna show y'all the footage, but I'm recording it, everything like, hey y'all, da 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 da, like we all just having a good old time, meeting each other, everybody introducing themselves to each other. Now, I didn't know at the time, which is now my sister. Like, I love her to death. We're so close since this trip. She's the only goddess that I literally kept by my side, and y'all gonna know why. Like, me and her are tight, thick as thieves. But I didn't know until later that she had peeped something about this chick. So, and she's Aquarius. Seven is a Virgo, just like me. I'm a Virgo. Jane is a Libra. Anyway, so we there. I start taking video footage. So I'm going to show y'all the video footage, because I don't have time to play. Like, literally. I don't have time to play or lie about none of this. It's crazy to me. And it really doesn't make me feel good that I have somebody that's literally stalking me. But, you know, I gotta really be real and show y'all what's going on. I think I gotta do this. Alright, y'all. Okay, now here we go. I'm gonna show y'all from off of my page so y'all can see where we are at this point. And y'all can see, y'all can look at the energy. Y'all already saw the screenshot, right, of the picture from the solar return trip. That's from the solar return trip. Now, I'm going to show y'all some of the footage of the trip. So you just never know. This is why I feel like I need to do this live stream, because people just never know who they have in their company and what people's intentions are for being around you. And if I knew what I found out later, I promise y'all that it would have never happened. Is it under my shorts or is it under my videos? Might be under my videos. Yeah, you just never know. Here we go. Alright, so this is the beginning. This is when we were driving. Or when I was driving.
Use the right 2 lanes to turn right on MLK.
That's her.
Queens Landing. Then use the left 2 lanes to keep left to Martin Luther King Bridge, Fort Illinois.
Now y'all see me driving. 7 in the back.
First.
Use the left 2
We
lanes
have
to
to go
keep
through
left to Martin
several
Luther King
cities
Bridge,
first,
Fort
y'all.
Illinois.
Several states and cities. But we're just on the road. We finally hit the road. We will get to y'all when whenever I'm in the passenger seat, then I'll hop back on. But I'm vlogging this whole trip
In
because
3/4 of a mile. Keep right to
we got some
I-64
important
east.
shit we
Stay
gotta
north
do on
3
this
north
trip.
toward Louisville.
But really,
St.
Gary,
Clair
I
Avenue.
don't claim Gary because
So we'll check back in. I'm driving, so I'm not gonna be able to for real talk to y'all or read y'all messages. But we were just checking in. We're headed to this guys' retreat. I'm so excited. Tennessee, here we come.
I'm gonna put your face in.
Put your face in it.
Y'all see her, right? She right on the side helping me while I'm driving. The main one. Okay, that's her. Hold on, let me get up out of her. How do I get up out of her? Exit. Now,
there's a Moorish proverb that
I'm gonna
says,
show y'all
"Once you
the
learn,
other part.
You can't do nothing."
The other video. When we get there, now we made it to Tennessee. Okay? And go back. Show y'all. Y'all don't know who we around y'all. I'm telling you, everybody is not for your well-being or your best interest. She literally must have come on this trip just to watch me and stalk me. Had to be. Because I don't see any other reason for her, if she didn't like me, to even come on the trip. Like, what was the point? Okay.
Okay, y'all, so made it to, y'all know I'm vlogging, right? Okay, you know this. Anyway, made it to the Solar Return Retreat. All the goddesses are in the house. Ah! Yeah. She is here in the building. We got my moderator, Red in the building. Y'all know she be blocking y'all ass from hating. For real. Hating ass niggas.
that's my bestie now.
We got Jane in the crib. We got Miss Shannon. She made it through. Hey, y'all. And we saving at the same time. Smudging. Get the hell up out of here, demons. No, I'm just kidding. But they gotta go. Period. I was not playing about that. Anyway, so I'm gonna give you guys a little tour of the place. Hopefully I can, how do I change the video? Anyway, let me see. So this is one of the bathrooms. Cause I'm not live. I'm not live yet. And then, cause I'm gonna put it all together. Well, this is the laundry room that we're not gonna need while we're here. Just got our towels and stuff like that. And then this is my room. See this? You see this? Sage, sage, sage. Get the hell out. Are you?
I be cracking myself up sometimes, y'all. I'm such a nut and don't know it till I watch myself again.
See that? See that? This is my room. Oh, I'm just kidding. Alright, and then I'm gonna go upstairs and show the girls' rooms in their spots. What incense do you have?
White sage.
Oh, I love white sage. I brought some. I think so. I said I think so. Alright. I think this, can I see somebody lighter? Because this went out a little bit. I'm definitely going to have to edit this because it's like on the floor. For real, because I'm trying to make sure the sage is still lit. I think they saged upstairs anyway. But we gonna go to. So, we came together and we got this spot together, guys. So this is the upstairs. Oh, shit. See the upstairs? Coming upstairs. Up the stairs. Up the stairs. Shit. Up the stairs. Right, where are the lights? So, we have another room. We're going to have to situate the rooms because we actually, whoever paid first got their own rooms. So, this is one of the rooms. You can see that. See that? Somebody said they claim already. Somebody in here already. See that? They're gonna need bags. They in here already. And we have another bathroom. Another bathroom upstairs, you know what I'm saying? Lit.com. And then we have a kitchen area upstairs. You see this? See? Kitchen area upstairs. This is upstairs. Yes, rocking hard. Then we have the pool room. Oh yeah, and the stage is still burning. I'm about to see 7 up there burning the stage. Peace.com. You did. We getting ready to open the patio up. Okay, so out here, this is like the patio. See that? We could just chill out here. You know what I'm saying? The rooftop. We're getting ready to get in the jacuzzi, which is downstairs. And then, shall we continue? Let's continue. We're gonna go when Goddess is getting ready to leave. Gonna go. Did I turn the light off? Up, more steps. Look, up more steps. So we leaving where the pool area is, coming back up, and we got more beds.
It's me again.
She says me again. More rooms.
That was Jane.
More rooms. And there you go. So now I gotta go on Facebook Live. Vlogging. Anyway, yeah, so this is our place today, and this is where we are. You have met every one of the goddesses except one of them, which will be here tomorrow. That's Jasmine. And thank you guys for following me on my vlog, our solar return trip. We're really excited about our activities that we're going to be doing. And we got an assignment we got to do while we're here. So we about to get it done. Peace.
So as y'all see, I showed you that to show y'all what my intention for the solar return trip was. At the end of the day, the intention.
This is my review of
What the heck?
this particular sovereign citizen
sorry,
fails
y'all.
in court. You know, I saw a lot of people.
All right. So as y'all see, that was my intention for the solar return trip, is just to bring some goddesses. We didn't know each other, but we met. You know, we felt connected. You know, just because of all of us being spiritually based, to come together and to do something as so-called black women together, that's powerful. You know what I mean? Like, as sisters, we don't necessarily get along all the time. And I did that, brought everybody together, and everybody was supposedly in agreement that we were gonna, like, change the narrative of how people think about sisters coming together. So it was quite ironic that, as y'all see, y'all don't see her upset. Y'all didn't see her upset when I was driving. Y'all didn't see her upset the whole time. She was in the video the whole time. Like, she didn't look like she was disgusted, none of that. Like, everybody was Gucci. As y'all can see, the energy just seemed like so cool, so laid back. Like, everybody was just ready to have their little vacation time, just chilling with other sisters and goddesses that just want to be in the company of just spiritual women, right? We had already talked about we would have wine, we would have champagne. Some people were vegan, some people were pescatarian, I was vegetarian at the time, so we were We went to the grocery store, made sure everybody had the things that they need to have and all that stuff so that everybody was comfortable. You know what I mean? So nobody was thrown off from the whole situation. Everybody knew. Even some of the girls had mushrooms. They had brought shrooms. So some of the girls had shrooms on the trip because they wanted to take a spiritual trip. You know what I'm saying? Like, we already knew, everybody knew this. There was nothing hidden. Everybody was cool with it. We made sure that that was the case, right? So anyway, moving forward, we all kicking it. As y'all see in the video, I said we finna go to the jacuzzi. I didn't show y'all the jacuzzi, but we had a jacuzzi on the first level that was off from the dining room area. It was a sliding door. You can go out there. It was also a deck. And we went out there. They was smoking on the patio. It was like little swings and stuff out there, little lounge chairs. I got in the jacuzzi. Other girls didn't want to get in the jacuzzi. Jane put on her bathing suit and got in the jacuzzi. We actually got video of me and her in the jacuzzi. I believe I even have it on. I think I have it on here, but I think I removed it. But that necklace she wearing was my necklace from Melanated Mysteries that I made for her, that she bought. Like, that type of stuff. She in the jacuzzi right next to me, arm around me, like, oh, kiki kaka da. Okay? The whole time. So, we kick it on the solar return trip. We were going to do a ritual all together. The whole thing was we're supposed to do a ritual so that we could save the children and just put some extra protection with all of us being together to save the children, right? And so we were supposed to be putting this protection, in which we did, protection around them during the solar return trip. For this weirdo that I know is watching, she know all this is true. So anyway, 7 had went and took a walk around, like at some point of the next day, took a walk and found some shrooms, like wild shroom. And it was like different colors, like purple, bluish, all that. She was like, yeah, she was showing it to everybody, and I'm like, that looked like some type of, for real, like, I don't know, it was like multicolored, kind of. It was like purple, bluish, a little bit of white, stuff like that. So she said she was gonna eat it. So some of them was like, I don't think you should eat it. And I was just like, I don't know if I would eat nothing like that. But, you know, to each his own. She said she wanted to see what it'd do to her. So I don't know when she took it or ate it or whatever the case may be. And this ain't about 7 because I don't got no issue with 7. I don't have no issue with none of the ladies. Like, bottom line. I don't even have an issue with this chick. I just want her to stay out my life and leave me alone and quit stalking me. But anyway, so we all ate. We all cooked together. I did a whole live stream on Facebook of us cooking together. It's still on my live stream. Like, just, you know, basically I captured everything from the trip, and people were joining live stream like, that's dope, y'all came together like that. Like, everybody, like, it felt so powerful at the time because it was powerful. And I hate that this has to be the stigma behind it because of one bad apple. One bad apple whose intentions were never to be positive and be for a positive experience. Their whole intention was to come and be a mole to try to throw a monkey wrench in the whole situation. But y'all gonna find out how. So anyway, we cooked and everything. We had a candlelight dinner and stuff. We clinked with each other. We spoke, you know, positive affirmations over the dinner, everything. And then we ate. We were married, everything. So we was chilling out, all of us. Some of us was in the dining room. Some of us was in the living room, which was all open. And some of them were sitting on the couch. The TV was on, but really wasn't nobody watching it. So we were listening to music. And I think we were listening to, who were we listening? We were listening to some spiritual singer. And then we had even listened to King Breezy. We was listening to some of her stuff. And out of nowhere, 7 was like, I want to listen to some rap. I want to listen to, it was like some type of gangster music, right? And so I'm like, this ain't the vibe for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was listening to some Janae Aiko while I was in the hot tub and all that stuff, but I don't really do, like, I have my times where I listen to like some Mo3 or something like that, but she wanted to listen to some booty shaking music or something. I can't remember what it was, but it was completely off frequency for what we was all on, type of energy we was on. So a lot of the goddesses agree with me, like, this ain't the time for that or whatever, 7. But she was the youngest one out of us. Instead of Jane being supportive about the situation, she decided she wanted to team up with 7 and make it an issue. So 7 got loud. She got all belligerent. I didn't know at the time she had took the shroom until the next day after we all got down to the bottom of it. But come to find out, she had took that shroom that she found, that wild shroom. So she had kind of like popped off on me and stuff. And so everybody, like, we had to kind of like bring it down, because she a Virgo, I'm a Virgo. Y'all know I'm not going to hold my tongue. This is my solar return trip. We're not going to have that. So I was coming with the grown woman energy like that, and she was coming with like the childish energy. But again, she was like 23, so of course. So anyway, 7 decided that she didn't want to participate in the ritual. She was going to go upstairs to herself. Okay, cool. You need to cool off, apparently. So I didn't go after her or nothing, because people like that, when they're in that kind of place, in that space, I'm going to let you have your space in that place, because you almost took me out of my character, and I don't want to go there with you. Like, we sisters. Go and handle your business. So apparently Jane went upstairs with her, called herself mad at me out of the whole situation, and talking behind my back with 7 upstairs. I didn't know this though, because there was so many women that was there, other women. We all, was trying to make sure everything was cool for us to do this ritual together that we planned. So we just went ahead and all did it together. Like, okay, they not here, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We told everybody, whoever wanted to come, we don't want you to participate in something we need the right energy. So we went ahead and did it, right? We wrote down our intentions, we burned it together, we spoke positive affirmations over it, everything, and that was it, right? So the rest of it, everybody was kicking it till everybody got sleepy. The energy from what happened with 7 kind of just made me a little tired. So after we did the ritual and all that, I felt drained. So I went to my room and I went to sleep. The next day was time for a lot of the ladies to leave, right? So everybody getting their stuff together. Liz is having issues because now all of a sudden one of the ladies that had brought her there with the car, her and her husband now saying they not gonna take her back to the airport. So I'm having to kind of try to see what we can do for her to get her back to the airport. Because at the end of the day, I don't want nobody under my watch or some I invited people to where they not good. I'm not that type of person. So I'm worried about Liz and her getting back to the airport and what's gonna happen with her getting back to where she gotta get to. All that, making sure we all good. So we decided that we were going to go and meet my spiritual mom that lives in Tennessee. They live on 10 acres of land. They basically live on a $1 million property. So I'm like, I want to see my mom before we leave. So I told 7 and I told old girl, Jane. So they like, all right, me and 7 had our talk. We hugged it out. Everything was good. I mean, 7 from St. Louis. She lived in St. Louis. We have like lunches together all the time. So we were tighter than anybody that was there. So whatever happened between me and 7, that's like my little sister. That ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. And everybody else knew that but Jane. Jane decided she wanted to interject, and I didn't know this till later. So we in the car. We getting ready to leave. 7 driving. So we put on the address to where my mom's house was. So we start heading that way. We stopped at a couple places. They got some smoke at a little smoke shop, because in Tennessee they got a lot of smoke shops. And I had got some edibles. I'm like, let me get me some edibles. And I think 7 got some edibles, or she had some of my edibles, but we gonna return back to that. Anyway, but I ain't eat them yet because we was going to see my mom. Or we got them after we met my mom. I can't remember. But either which way, we got some edibles at some point on the trip. As we leaving to go to my mom's house or whatever, I'm noticing Jane energy is real funky. Because now I'm able to really pick up energy at the time, because now I'm not preoccupied with all these women around me. You know what I'm saying? When you preoccupied and you trying to entertain so many people, all that stuff, it may be a foul ass energy around you that you don't pick up on, because you really can't. You already picking up on all these other different energies. So she got a foul ass, stinking ass energy. So while 7 driving, Jane decides she gonna sit in the passenger side with 7. So I'm sitting in the back. I'm in the back. I'm taking video of the scenery, blah blah this, blah blah that. We get to my mother's house. we at my mom's house, and my mom is like, oh, I'm sorry, y'all. My mom is like, you know, hey, she opens us up with welcome arms. We had some food left over that I had packed in thought of knowing I was going to go see my mom. So I had packed up some like vegan nachos and stuff. So as soon as we got there, I'm like, Mom, I brought some nachos. You want some? It's vegan meat, da 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 da. So I'm like preparing everything in the kitchen, but also trying to show them around this house. It's like a 7-bedroom home. Like, it's $1 million home. And my mom was like, you know, show them the property, Drea, da 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 da. I'm showing them the guest home, all this stuff, because I've already tried to get people together so that we can all come together on this property. My mom really wanted to be where we can have other homesteads and stuff on this property. And I had spoke about it so many times before and tried to get all of us together to build something there so we can have our own community there. For whatever reason, Black folks don't like to get together to do nothing, even though they say they do. So that's a whole nother story. But anyway, they got to see the property, and they was like, this is beautiful. Oh my goodness, blah, 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 blah. So at one point, I went back in the kitchen to finish cooking and stuff like that. Jane, I look up, she's in the living room, in one of the living rooms, because it's about 5, in one of the living rooms off from the kitchen, talking to my mom, trying to sell her herbs to her. So I was like, what is this? We're not doing sales pitches here. Like, you don't even know her. This is my mom. Like, what the heck? So I started walking towards the living room where I see her, you know, powwowing with my mom. And she like, oh, I hope you don't mind. I was just telling your mom. And my mom was like, yeah, she's trying to sell me some of her herbs. She said she sells some herbs. Like, my mom was giving me a heads up. I'm looking at her like, she like, oh, I hope it's not a problem. Hey, no, you're being sneaky, dog. You're on some weird shit. Like, you're being sneaky. You know what you're doing. So I was like, And I just walked out because, you know, my mom tapped in. She know what she want, don't want. Like, she my elder. You know, whatever. But I already know she don't like that. She don't feel comfortable. But she's a giving woman, so... And Jane peeped that about her and must have felt that on her energy, caught herself trying to have a kiki moment and take my spiritual mom off to the side. Girl, no ma'am. No ma'am. No ma'am, Pam. So anyway, we end up having nachos and stuff, so we end up leaving. So while we were leaving, it was getting dark. So we were like, okay, 7 is going to drive until it gets all the way dark. Once it gets all the way dark, then Jane is going to take over and drive, like we had discussed in the beginning. So the discussion was like before. We never discussed nothing outside of the fact that we're going to go back to my apartment. 7 going to drop us off because she the one picked up the rental car. She going to drop us off and she going to go home. Jane's husband was to meet us in St. Louis like he dropped her off at. Okay? So we end up going to get some edibles and all that stuff or whatever, and we hit the road. As we leaving out, we see triple rainbows behind us. So we get out, we start jumping up and down, we start taking pictures, all that stuff. Like, yes, we good, we protect the universe, showing us signs. So then we leave out. We had seen a lot of signs, by the way, a lot of confirmations, all that. So we leaving out, and we laughing and kikiing, me and 7, we back cool. Jane, of course, fake kikiing and all that. Now I know it was fake, but we all back cool. So I'm eating the edibles, and they laughing at me because I'm like, I don't do weed and all that no more. Like, I just ain't even that type of person. So if I have edibles and stuff, that stuff makes me high. So I was high, I was kikiing, I was laughing, and then I fell asleep. And at some point, and 7 had some of my edibles too. She was like, give me some of those if it got you like that. So she started eating them. She fell asleep in the passenger side. Do you know the next moment we wake up, and this is something I never told people. I never told people about her husband and her having the issue with her twin. I never said none of this shit until now. And the reason why I'm doing it now is because it is a year and over a half later, and this woman has been stalking me, and I can't figure out why. I'm the topic of her conversation, and anything she tries to do, any post, I'm tired of people sending me stuff. This lady talking about my grandchildren being in the system, this lady talking about me, and she doesn't know me. So let me get back to it, because I really try my hardest to just ignore people like this. But when you've been dealing with people sending you stuff about somebody that you dismissed years ago and was not even that significant in your life is irritating. Okay? So, next thing you know, we hear the car stop. I know I did. I heard the car stop. I look up. And when I look up, I'm looking around. Jane pulled up at some hotel. And some man is standing outside and she got the car door open like, y'all, I'm here. And I'm like, where are we at? I'm looking around. I'm half asleep. Y'all know I had the edibles because I didn't know I was going to have to drive. None of this. I'm just discombobulated at the time. And then Seven started like being groggly and opening her eyes. She like, where we at? We both asking where we at. She like, oh, Drea, she like, y'all are up in Champaign, Illinois. I'm like, what? Now, if y'all know about Illinois, that's close to Chicago. That's close to Chicago. That's not St. Louis. Y'all can Google and see the distance between Champaign and St. Louis. And trust and believe, it's at least an hour and something away. So I have to get out the car. And I'm looking up, her husband standing there. He done got a hotel room for them to stay in Champaign. And so we supposed to just fend for ourselves, drive home after she know we done took these edibles. So the whole time she had her earplugs in driving, she was softly talking to her husband, planning on how they gonna meet up together. She didn't give a fuck how we got home. But I gave a fuck about how she was able to get on the trip. She came to my home. I opened my door for her. Do y'all feel me? Like, do y'all feel me right now? Because when I got in that driver's seat, I could barely even see for real. Like my vision was groggly. Like I literally had to sit there, hold the steering wheel, and Seven was like, "Are you good?" I'm like, "Not really." I'm like, "Are you good?" She like, "Not really." Like I'm tired. And I'm like, exactly, me too. And she was like, that's bogus as fuck. Like Seven was pissed. And I'm holding the steering wheel and I just spoke to the ancestors. I'm like, ancestors, please help me guide the wheel. Help me get us home. So I'm literally like, and then I just had to go off of, my faith in the whole situation. And my faith in the energy behind my ancestors helping me. So we made it home. We made it back to my home in St. Louis. I was so tired. Seven was so tired. We couldn't even talk about it. We had to wait until the next day when we could actually talk about what just happened. So the next day, I'm asleep, whatever. Liz hit me up. I got missed calls from Seven. I'm like, what the heck is going on? But outside of the missed calls I had from Seven and Liz, they hadn't sent me messages. This motherfucker sent me messages. Jane. And then the messages, it said, Grand Rising Goddess, just letting you know I made it. If I'm lying, I am deleting myself right now. I'm going to tell y'all how much I'm not lying. I gotta sip on that one because this whole recapping it is like it's giving me anxiety. Oh, but I'm not done. This dirty leech, scum, psychotic roach is not done either. She like one of them roaches. You try to beat them. You think they dead, and they get up and get the crawling across the floor. And I know this from whenever my grandma used to have them. One of them. Okay? Whew. Let me take a breather. Oh, it's not even done, y'all. I'm not even done. This wench won't leave out my life. She is possessed. She is obsessive with Drea. Obsessed. And I'm finna get into it more. I know y'all can't believe how long this live is. That's how obsessed this bitch is. So, like I said, Seven and Liz had been messaging me. And I'm sure Liz if Liz could, she had a flight, she probably sleep, whatever. She would drop below here and tell y'all, I wish I could bring her on, because she could literally be my co-signer. So anyway, instead, I look at her message, I'm like, okay. Now keep in mind, she had ordered some jewelry from me, and she was waiting for me to send the jewelry to her. So I had a new shipment coming after my trip, so her stuff was in the shipment. So she, Grand Rising guys, I made it, just letting you know I made it. I'm just like, that's ironic, because at the end of the day, shouldn't you be worried about us making it? You drove us, literally, somebody told me legally that was kidnapping. For her to drive us to a whole nother area and state that we didn't know we was going to, that was kidnapping. Because that was not our agreement. We didn't know we were going to get dropped off in Champaign and fending for us to drive ourselves home. That wasn't the agreement. The agreement was your husband was to pick you up where he dropped you off at. Period. You didn't put in on this rental car for you to drive out somewhere else. You, like, what the hell? So anyway, I see her message. I finally hit up 7. I'm like, what's good, 7? She like, girl, first off, we need to talk about what happened last night. Like, what the fuck was that about? She like, but outside of that, have you watched Jane's live? Now, keep in mind, let me tell y'all something. Jane never used to go live. Jane wasn't a live speaker. She was none of that. She would repost other people posts, and post her herbs and post little, posts of words, but that's it. She wasn't a going live person. Apparently, she took the time since she been home. I don't know what type of time she had, because I was asleep and everybody else was asleep. So she took the time and the liberty to go sit, I guess, in her car, or I don't know where her husband was, but she was clearly sitting in a car with some earplugs in, with her phone, going live, talking shit about me. I wish I could pull up the live stream. And I believe I did a YouTube on it where I showed that live stream. And I'm going to try to see if I can find it, because y'all about to know. Like, I don't have time for people. I really don't. Like, my life don't depend on, and I don't thrive off of other people's lives. Like, I just don't do that. I don't sit up and watch other people's lives. I don't sit up and see what people I don't deal with anymore has going on with their life. Because I don't care. Like, I just don't. If I don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. Bottom line, I don't want to see your posts, your stories, your pictures. I said this in the last live stream, didn't I? Okay, because I mean it. Like, I don't want to see none of that. I don't care to see it. You're non-existent in my life at that moment. From that point on. So anyway, she's sitting there or whatever. Hold on, y'all. It probably was on my Facebook, because I don't think it was on here. It was on my Facebook. But anyway, I'm glad I'm doing it on here so y'all know. Anyway, so I go on there and I watch the live, because I'm like, what is she talking about? What could she talk about me? What could she say about me? She don't even know me to talk about me. And the solar return trip was cool. Like, we had a great time. You know what I'm saying? So all the other goddesses, they was kind of quiet, but they had seen the live too. I'm finna get to that. So, and keep in mind, we still got the group chat. So I'm watching it. She's like, yeah, let me tell you my perspective of what happened on Mrs. Drea. All of a sudden, I'm Miss Drea. Miss Drea solar return trip. Goddess retreat, so she calls it. And this is how slow she's talking. What I would say is, first off, she was drinking and driving. First off, I mean, like, that's not even safe. First off, like, how are you driving and you're drinking wine? Then her and the other goddess, 7, they got into it. and you're supposed to be the host, and you're just like snapping on this girl and da 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 da, which was completely false. But whatever, it's her live. So I'm sitting there to the point I showed her live on my live and let them watch the whole thing and commentate it after. Because that's how much I'm gonna call on bullshit. But I'm not done. Also on this live stream, she decided, no, I think that was one live stream. Then she did another one. That was like 5 minutes long. Then she did another weird 3-4 minute long one talking about my grandchildren and how is she moving to Texas. I'm trying to figure out how she's moving to Texas and cares about the children, but she doesn't even have her own grandchildren. Bitch don't even know what the fuck going on with my family and these children. She don't know what the situation was. She just going off of, like I said, what I've told everybody else. And everybody else basically was supportive and like, yeah, we know the system is fucked up. Like, we hope y'all get y'all babies. And as a family together, we're already doing what we need to do. Coming off lots of money to make sure that these babies is up out of there. There are children that stay in the system for years. My grandbabies was only in there for 6 months. And they were all together, not separated. And we were in contact with the family that had them after 4 months. So what are you talking about, sweetie? See, that's what I'm saying. She only knew what I said to Facebook, out in the open. She talking about stuff she don't know. Then she like, maybe she's worried about the children because she left her children to go to New York for her modeling career and left them on her mom. I mean, apparently she had to, if that's how she was in New York on a modeling career. Like, what about your children? Bitch, what about your children? My children are grown, healthy, happy, thriving, right along with my grandchildren that's been all running up and in and up out of here. Very well taken care of the whole entire time. So I got this for you. What about your underage children, all of them under the age of 12 or 13? How are you concerned about them when you constantly keeping up with my life or trying to, based off of social media? You don't know me based off of social media. You told me all your business. You don't know none of my business though. All you know is what I publicly put out there. But that's to you, weirdo. Anyway, so she doing all these live streams about that. Okay. Did it make me upset? Yes, because I don't like when people bring children and shit. I feel like at the end of the day, children are off limits. Bottom line. Children are off limits. That's not for you to use in your drama and your evil ass intents, like on some whole trying to like trigger somebody, like poking a bear. That's not for that. And people that utilize other people's children or other people's grandchildren, other people's lineage, period, as far as the babies, you're sick individuals. And this is why I don't fuck with the spiritual community, because a lot of these people was following her and following me, watching her do this and didn't check her. That's when I really disconnected myself with them. Not only that, some of the goddesses that came on the trip that saw this literally was like, well, I'm not taking sides. Well, this, and that. Oh, so y'all cool with her dogging me out? What if she was to talk shit about y'all from the Soul to Return trip? She know y'all as much as she know me. So I let them know respectfully, it ain't nothing against y'all for real, but I don't deal with people that deal with my enemies. I don't deal with people that don't fuck with me. So with that being said, I'm gonna have to cut my ties with y'all now. And some of them were upset about it, but I can't care about what you feel about that. Because my grandchildren being brought in this situation, this girl is literally trying to tarnish my character off of nothing. So if you don't have nothing to say about that, and you feel like it's okay, or you're just not going to get in the middle, well then guess what? You don't have to be in the middle, because I'm not dealing with you either. You're on the same side as her, period. So stay with that weird ass wench. And that's what it was. Seven and Liz were the two people I kept fucking with, and they still, to this day, are my girls. I fuck with them. Elizabeth, mainly. So me and Elizabeth had a conversation. Elizabeth was upset because the girl, I mean, when I say that she kept on posting stuff for like a week, I guess she was trying to gain clout off of using my name, but she had nothing to talk about. So she was posting pictures of Liz. She was taking off guard pictures of Liz in her on this bodysuit, and we all got dressed up, taking off guard pictures of her and posting them on her page. Her and Liz were not friends. Liz finally told me how she was upset about it, and she said, do you know that when you all came into the house and was greeting everybody, she looked at me and looked me up and down and walked past me when I said hello to her? She said, but I didn't want to ruin your solar return trip, so I just stayed my distance from her. And I was like, wow. She's like, and she's posting me on her page, like off-guard pictures that she took of me. She's posting them on her page. So that was a whole nother situation where I was like, this chick is deranged, psychotic. So this happened year 2021, September 21st through 23rd, 2021. We are in March, the end of March, 26, 2023. The 22nd is 2022. She was talking about me again. Just randomly brought me up and talking about me again. Summer 2022, when me and my husband started our business to help people become American nationals, she signed up for the business. And if it wasn't for me remembering this Yoshi name, that's the name of her products, and looking at the emails of people that bought some things or bought consultations, I wouldn't even notice this bitch literally tried to get services done from us. Me and my husband. I caught it from seeing the email, and then she spelled her name Jane differently when she filled out the profile. And I had one of my consultants refund her money and let her know we're not doing business with her. She messages my husband on his personal DM or his content creating page and asks him why we're not going to do business with him. My husband's like, ain't this the chick that you were saying was stalking you and this and that from solar return trip, all that? I said, yes. He showed me the DM and he let her know kindly, ma'am, we don't need services of yours. So we have refunded you your money. Thank you, but no thank you. You're not going to get services from us and you disrespected my wife. Like, she's done any and everything she can. Now I find out I blocked her from YouTube. Now I find out she was watching my energy vampire video, which y'all know I did, what was that, 5 days ago? It's a little minute now. Literally, I get a screenshot on Drea Talk on Facebook, a DM. That's my content creation page. So I go on there and I'm like, who is this? Some chick I don't even know sent me a screenshot of her making a message about my live stream that I did. Talking about and let me show it to y'all. This girl is like deranged. Let me show it to y'all. Oh, I screenshotted it. This is her. And I will post it so y'all can see it. But it says, watching a video of and then she put in quotes, goddess, complaining, she puts in all caps, about her energy vampires ghosting her voluntarily. That's weird. Like, does she want them back? And then she gonna put down hashtag victim mentality. Let me explain something to you, weirdo. Victim mentality? How? I was never bothered by that person ghosting me. As a matter of fact, they've reached out to me since that video. I was never bothered by that person ghosting me. I was confused because it was weird behavior, like the weird ass fucking behavior you do. And on top of it, at the same time, I have a heart and I actually care about people and I actually extend extended my energy to this person to help them out. That was the whole point of me even bringing that situation up. Weirdo. The whole time I've been going live, the whole time my grandchildren was in the system, the whole time I vented about anything that was going on, and I didn't even vent. The whole time I utilized my life to open up and be real about what was going on in my life with other people on social media, including you. That's how you started following me, stalker. Was to help other people because I understand that I have a gift to be able to heal myself. I have a gift to be able to understand how to transition from trauma or hurt or pain, which is why I gravitated to you, which is why you followed me to the point you begged to be on my trip, which is how you ended up on there, only so that you turned around and call yourself trying to, I don't know what you call yourself trying to do. I'm still confused about that. What are you trying to do? So I personally messaged this person today once I got the screenshot sent to me again, because trust and believe, I don't watch her. People are sending this stuff to me to let me know I have a stalker. I'm out here minding my business, writing a book, getting ready to be published this year, 2 businesses, 3 content creating pages, and I'm taking care of my grandchildren and helping my daughter out. My son is graduating in May. I have lots of things. I've just been married a year, May 19th. I have so many things that I'm consumed with, that I love and I'm happy about and blessed with. I don't got time to keep up with my haters. That's not a priority of mine. So this is what I messaged this chick because I'm tired. I have the ability to literally put spells on people. I have the ability to bind people. I have that ability. I don't utilize dark magic because I understand what you put out there comes back to you tenfold, regardless. It's called karma. So I've been kind by just blocking this bitch on every single platform I can think of, including this one. I blocked her YouTube page. That's why I don't understand how she's still watching me. But my Drea Talk page, apparently, I was able to find her page from there. Because I guess I didn't even think about blocking her from there because I just created it 2 months ago. I had no idea that the bitch was stalking me that hard. Anyway, this is what I wrote her. You are a psychopath and no one cares. My life keeps space in your head and I'm confused about why you are still concerned about me and my life. It's been a whole year and a half since my solar return trip that you personally came to just to be a stalker. Anyone taking your advice or listening to you is lost and can't tell a demon and a fraud when they see and hear one. Your life will continue to fail. Everything you touch will fail. You talk about children and they are beautifully taken care of. Worry about yours. You are playing with fire and not the type that burns but the kind that destroys. You know what it is and I've been easy on you considering. Now it's going legal, spiritually and physically. And I meant that because I'm tired. I'm tired of being the kind person that falls back and just have to understand that people are sick in the head or understand that everybody don't have the energy I have, and so sometimes people are intimidated by it or jealous of it or envious of it. I'm tired of sitting back. This woman has mentioned my grandchildren. They have mentioned the plight of my family. She has constantly utilized, she put my mother name in her mouth. How many times am I supposed to fall back and just say nothing, do nothing, and just be quiet? Can somebody explain that to me? Because I'm done being quiet at this point. I'm done. I'm tired. Y'all seen the picture. And then when she first started doing the stuff she was doing, and people were going back to the pictures, like right after this happened, and I finally was like, okay, while she's making videos, this is what happened, but I scaled past everything. I didn't do it like how I'm doing it now, where I broke down how she left me and my friend in Champaign, Illinois, while she galloped off with her husband. Not worried about if we was okay, but you want to talk about that little piece of wine that I drove on, bitch. You sitting on the passenger side kikiing the whole time. You wasn't concerned about your life, but you definitely weren't concerned about ours. In a time when you should have been. But you think you can talk about somebody with your evil ass. So this is a live stream that she did 2 hours, well, I'm sorry, it was 2 hours ago when I screen recorded it, because it happened today, based off of my Energy Vampires Live. Like, this is how consumed, I live rent-free in this bitch head, literally.
Hi, people. I'm coming to talk about, I guess, origins.
Okay, and let me be clear. She's basically scheming past the fact that she's really talking about me, or she thinks she's talking about me. Like, she's psychotic. Keep that in mind, okay? From what, I mean, I'm sure I ain't got to tell y'all from the stuff I've told you. What real woman that's really in their right mind acts like this and does the things that she did? But underneath this live stream, that post that I just showed y'all and read to y'all, she posted underneath this live stream. So it's intended, I guess, for who she has in her head that she thinks I am. I don't know. Weird.
So I was talking to my seer, my daughter, and we were talking.
Oh, and by the way, when she's talking about talking to my seer, my daughter, she literally uses her daughter as a prop. So she started telling us in the group back then, oh, my daughter's a seer. My daughter sees the ancestors and she knows stuff from past lives, and she this and she that. She knows how to read people. I may let her read some of y'all and blah, blah, blah. Now, at the time, her daughter was like 8 or 9. And I just felt that was real strange and weird. And then I guess since the solar return trip and she's been doing these live streams using my name, now she's trying to invert her daughter, like include her daughter into the situation by telling people in the spiritual community. That's why I be saying a lot of them people are so weird. They're like tapped out of reality type stuff. So she's using her daughter. I even seen her under Astro, what's his name? The one that be doing the reading people's past life regressions or whatever. I seen her under there pushing her daughter on his page. Like, oh, she's a seer too, da-da-da-da-da. So she uses her daughter as a pawn to get some type of clout. Just like she uses me. She is strange, deranged, psychotic. Okay? But let me play it.
Origins. So I was talking to my seer, my daughter, and we were talking about atheists, right? And how I wasn't confused. We were just, chatting, and we were talking about how atheists don't believe that there is a creator. And she was like, well, maybe where they're from, there are no creators. And I'm like, aren't creators of worlds? Aren't there creators of worlds? And she was like, maybe not where they're from. And so it got me to thinking about how we create splits due to trauma. When you have a trauma and you don't deal with it, you create a split personality. Now, you created a personality. If you were to go to that timeline that you created with that split personality, would they be able to answer who their parents are, who their creator is? Because they came from you. They weren't born. And I had to really think on that, because that's absolutely true. When you create a trauma personality, there is no born. There is no mama, daddy. they're just poof and they were here. That's actually all I have to say, because it's something to think about. And if you are spiritually inclined, you know that you can be walking around with your trauma personalities as part of your friend group, because it's probably not your family. They were already here before the trauma, so it's probably your friends. They could be your trauma personalities, and that's why you trauma bond. Something to think about, y'all. Peace.
See, the problem with her is, and it's funny that she made that video, because she has trauma. And let me explain to y'all, because y'all gotta remember, she was telling me her business and her life, something she didn't get from me. All she got is what I give Facebook. That's why she's so out here lost, because she wished she got more of me. That was her whole intent, to get close to me, to try to get inside of me, and I never gave her that. That's why she's mad. That's one. Two, what she's talking about is what she is experiencing. Can you tell it's something not right there? But she told me in her time of telling me all her business, for somebody that you talking about don't know what they're doing and this isn't, girl, shut your stupid ass up. First off, she told me her sisters are Virgos. Her and her sisters don't get along. She detests her sisters. So she has trauma from her sisters, which happen to be Virgos. And she made it very clear her sisters are Virgos, and I act very much like her sisters, which is a Virgo. So she was talking about herself, quite frankly. And it's just so ironic how people tell on themselves when they do stuff like that. That's why she wasn't appointed to be a speaker. She called herself trying to get attention by being a speaker, because she was envious and jealous of the platform that I behold. Bottom line. Baby, I don't have no traumas. I don't have no traumas that I'm holding on to. That's why you mad. You try to speak ill will on my grandchildren, and they're thriving. They're thriving, and you've seen that. Flourishing, my whole family is. My whole careers, I have careers flourishing. Nothing has stopped. No train has stopped. Nothing that I've been through has ever been my adversity to hold me back from nothing that I have going on. That's why you're bothered. I have a whole husband, a new life. Something that you thrived off of. Me and my ex from Texas, we didn't last. Remember I told y'all at the beginning about him? We didn't last. She teamed up with some of his ex-girlfriends that were jealous because me and him got together. Oh yeah. This is after the solar return trip. She teamed up with them and was posting them on her page. His ex-girlfriends. This is how psychotic she is. She went and sought out his exes to try to break up what we had going on at the time. Her whole intent and her whole focus has been on Drea. Nothing she does destroys my character. Nothing she does destroys my careers. Nothing she does destroys my life. Nothing you do will ever prosper. Because you keep worrying about somebody that's highly ranked in the spiritual realm. So all you're doing is causing trauma in your own life, causing pain in your own life, causing setbacks in your own life, and you'll never go far because you're too busy bothering somebody that ain't bothering you and ain't worried about you. That's why you're not doing well. You're obsessed with a woman that you should let go of. I can't even believe I'm having to have a live stream about this. I can't even believe people like you actually exist. I done had some stalkers in my days, and they were women, but not to this extent. It's going on 2 years, sweetie. It's going on 2 years. It's going on 2 years, and you're still fascinated with me. You never came into my life to be a real friend. You came into my life to try to see if you can get inside to try to destroy me, and it didn't work. You couldn't do it, and so now you're still mad. So if you want to give advice, you need to talk about your own traumas. And apparently that trauma is that you're insecure with yourself, you hate yourself, and you hate people that are something that you want to be and can never be. Tell that truth. Tell that to your little 5 viewers you have, sweetie. Tell that. Because if anybody is in my life, it's a blessing for them. And it needs to be the same for me. I need to feel blessed that you in my life, and you need to feel the same way about me. That's the type of energy exchanges I want. I don't want energy exchanges like you. You are a vampire. You are trying your hardest to suck your teeth into me, and you can't. And that's why you're bothered. And that's why you watched that video, because you were triggered by it. You were so triggered you did that live stream. You were so triggered you keep on making posts about me and my family. Think about it, sweetie. You're the one that needs the help. You need the help. You're sick in the head. Nobody lets people live rent-free in their head like that. You have children you need to be concerned about. I don't know if you're even still married, because I don't watch you or care about what you got going on, because the moment that you left me and my girl out there and didn't care about our livelihood and how we got back home, you were done then. As soon as I sent you your jewelry, I stayed, even after you made those videos with me, I stayed in contact with you. I reached out to you. I made sure you got your jewelry, and then you were blocked, sweetie. I didn't cuss you out. I didn't say nothing about you. I just cut you out of my life. And that's how bothered you are about me cutting you out of my life. Because you really wanted to be in my life. You really wanted to try to destroy me. You wanted to be in the inside, and you never got in the inside. You thought that trip was going to get you in the inside, and you never got there. I must be a very powerful person, and honestly, this ain't even on no ego shit. When I sit back and think about how many times I have to open up DMs about you every few months, talking about me, it makes me question even me. I know I'm a powerful person, but it makes me feel like I'm even more powerful than I ever thought I was, because I'm like, who am I for somebody to be a stan of mine? Who am I for somebody to be so concerned about me and my grandchildren and what we got going on in my family life? So you really put a stamp of validation on how powerful and how effective I am as a person, and all that does is motivate me to continue to be Drea. That's all it does. It motivates me. It's annoying as fuck. Yes, it is. Because I wish I never have to hear about you or from you ever again. And the only reason I'm having to do it is because people that are concerned about me, that actually see your pages and they're sickened by your behavior, send me those things out of concern. They send it to me out of concern. And so I appreciate them for that. However, I wish I never had to see your fucking face, hear your name again, see anything from you. Because you are a plague. You're not a positive person. You're an evil spirit. You are a stain on life. And I hope you seek help, because you really need help. You really do. At the same time, I'm upset and angry, because like I said, you put my children in it, and you spoke about my mama out your mouth. So yeah, I have a disdain for you for that, because they could have stayed out of it. You ain't have to bring them in it, but you did. So since you did that, I have a disdain for you. I don't like you. I don't like you. I don't like you since you left us out there in that motherfucking state without telling us you was gonna drop us off there. I don't like you. You're not the type of person I would ever have in my life. Okay? And you would have never been at my solar return trip had I had known you are who you are. So be thankful you made it that close to me. Because I know my spirit, my energy was just so enlightening for you. Because literally you out here treating me like I'm Beyonce. So with that being said, clearly I made an impact on you. But you seriously need help. You need psychological help. I don't know how you're sitting here on Facebook trying to give people advice, and you need to heal thyself. Mentally, physically, and spiritually. I don't know who's buying your herbs after you didn't touch them. Because your energy is bad. You have horrible energy. And I hate it for the people that's taking your herbs to heal thyself, because you can't heal nobody with your energy. You need to heal yourself and can't even heal yourself. And I feel sorry for your children. And I'm going to mention your children for this aspect alone. You are using your daughter as a pawn. And I feel sorry for your children, because they have a deranged mother that is utilizing her time to keep up with a woman that got her shit together. I feel sorry for them. So that's all I came on here to do, because I feel like people really need to know, like, the type of, we already was talking about energy vampires last week, and it's so ironic that this happened today. Post that video. Hit dogs holler. Know that. Hit dogs holler. And she hollered like a wolf at midnight with a full moon. I'm a kind person, y'all. Y'all know that. But at the same time, I can drag people for filth when need be. And I don't want people like her to continuously to be out here trying to be an example. I don't know what she could be an example for other than evil entities. And she's helping it thrive and keep going. But I'm not going to constantly keep playing with it. I just talked to my husband today. If I keep on... Oh, by the way, after I sent her that message, she blocked me at some point today, because, eventually I went back to see if she read it. Clearly she did. She blocked me. But she keeps watching me, though. That's how you know when somebody obsessed. I would never let nobody live rent-free in my head, in my mind, in my spirit. Like, I just never would do that. So this probably should have been Energy Vampires Part 2. Considering it goes hand in hand with what I was just talking about last week. And a lot of me talking, I'm talking to her because she's stalking my YouTube. Clearly she's watching it. So I decided to do you this one last favor and give you some advice on how you can make your life better. But stop focusing on me and start focusing on you and what you need to do for you and your energy and your self-healing journey and your psychological journey of healing. Because you need some healing psychologically. The person you was talking about having split personalities from trauma, you were talking about yourself and don't even realize it. It's you, sweetie. It's you. It's something about me that triggered you to the point now you're obsessed with me. You're obsessed. And I don't know who you consider me as in your head. The reason why you keep on following me, keep following my pages, keep on keeping up with my life. I don't know who I am to you in your head, but sweetie, we were never friends. If I need to make it clear, we were never friends. Never. You know who that baby is in the background? My grandchild. With her mama. So, anyway, y'all. Does anybody want to come on here and say anything about your experiences? I know somebody else earlier said they had a stalker too, and they had went through some experiences like this. But I had to get it off. I had to get it off because I can't, like, literally. I can't keep on waking up to drama. From this same person, the same chick, the same psychotic so-called woman. And she's so bothered by the fact that I'm a goddess. She's so bothered by the fact that I refer to other women as goddesses. And a big part of that, I believe, the reason why she's bothered by the goddess phrase is because she's not one. And she wishes she could be one. I'm just saying. I really hope she gets help. I'm being honest. I really hope she gets help. I've literally fallen back, done nothing about this situation. I'm literally being harassed. I'm literally being stalked. And she's doing it in a passive aggressive way. Because she knows people are going to know who she's talking about and send it to me. I have this woman's address. She doesn't have my address. I know where she lives. I have her home address, literally. If I was that type of individual, I could have been sent somebody to her door. I know people in Indianapolis. I know people in Chicago. I know people everywhere that will go do something for me for a drop of a hat. And that, I'm not talking about doing something to her. I'm talking about check her anything. Like, I have the ability to do that. But I'm not going to utilize that because, again, I know karma is real. But there are other ways I can go about it to where I can make sure that my life is still cool and still make sure I get set you straight. And if I have to do it legally, then baby girl, that's what you warranted. So take this as a warning, if you may. Because I'm not the police. But I will utilize the police. Because I don't want nothing else. I don't want to utilize nothing else. Because I utilize something else, baby, it's going to be light work. I mean, the police going to be light work compared to something else I try to utilize. So I'm trying to be kind by sending off warning shots. But you're not getting it. You're not getting it. It's not cool to constantly harass somebody that's not worried about you. Like, I'm still trying to figure out how we're here. Me and you ain't never fell out, nothing. I don't got nothing for you. Your actions warranted you not being in my life any further and me not continuing any type of cordial relationship with you. Because that's all it was cordial. Like, that's what warranted it. And for somebody to be mad because you choose not to further y'all relationship as far as seeing if it can go further as far as friendship, you've already let me know you're not a friend of mine. So you shouldn't be shocked that I cut you off. And I don't fuck with you. You should not be shocked. So I'm trying to figure this out. What is your issue? Do you want me to drop the link for you? I can drop the link for you and you can come on here and fend for yourself. If you feel like it's something else I'm missing, come on, let's do this. Cause that's how real I am. Let's do it. Let's lay all the cards on the table. You want me to drop the link? Let me drop the link again. Let me drop the link again, baby girl. I'm giving it. Today is your time to shine. Since I lived so rent free in your head for a year and a half, let me give you this hour and 40 minutes so far to let you shine. I mean, that's the least I can do since I've been jumping around in your head for a year and a half, right? Your concern for my life has been in your head for a year and a half. So this is the least I can do. Come on, the link right here. Join it. I'm sure lots of us would like to hear why you are stalking me. Sure, a lot of us would love to hear why you're stalking me. I'm sure a lot of us would love to hear who the hell you think I am to you, the reason why you keep on talking about me. And I'm gonna let you talk too. I'm a fair person. I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna let you say whatever you need to. Whatever you need to, sweetie. Come on, let me help you help yourself. Get it off your chest. Sometimes you just have to vent. Go ahead and vent what your issue is with me. Why you're so obsessed with me. Please, come on here and vent and get it on off your chest. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to block you. I'm not going to remove you. You're open to come and say whatever you need to say so that you can feel better and stop allowing me to live and run rent free in your head. I want to help you help yourself do that. Because quite frankly, I'm tired of living rent free in your head. I'm tired of paying rent. I mean, not paying rent in your head. At least charge me. The fuck? I like challenges. I mean to say me too while working. She needs to come on here now. I'm giving her the opportunity. She called herself so spiritual. Come on. Let's spiritual to spiritual talk about it. No, she don't got no YouTube channel. All she got is her weak ass Facebook that she keep on having 5 to 10 viewers to watch. And maybe 3 or 4 comments. It's probably why she mad. Girl, if you need tools on how to gain an audience, I can give that to you. I could have helped you. I won't now, but I could have helped you if that's what you needed to know. If you were envious about the fact that people watch me, like, I don't know, it's just natural for me. I didn't go off of any tools, but maybe I could help you or something. You could have asked for help if that's the case, or you could have asked to come on, join my live streams. I mean, like, for real, like, what is this about? What is this really about? Because it's not about the solar return trip, because nobody was harmed or hurt on the solar return trip. We all had a great time, except you. So what is this really about, sweetie? Can you please come forward? Y'all, she ain't gonna come, it seemed like. Oh, but she watching. Because trust and believe, I made sure I put the post on every single one of my social medias that she continuously watch. She keeps up with me. She probably already hit the notification button. Apparently, that's how she saw my Energy Vampires video. She hit the notification button. See, only hit dogs holler. So, I wouldn't even be surprised if other people come hit me up that I wasn't even thinking about when I made that video. There's been lots of people done some shit to me, but it ain't a lot of them I still think about or, like, remember. And you wasn't, when I did that video, I didn't even think about your ass when I did that video. You weren't even in mind when I was talking about the people in that video. You weren't even one of them. So the fact that your dog ass was hit from that comment lets me know in every single way you felt some type of way. It penetrated you. And it's crazy because, listen, y'all don't know how much flack I get from even people back home. All I'm doing on my YouTube channel is called Drea Talk, because Drea talk about her experiences, or Drea talk about the issues that I feel I need to talk about. I don't care none about y'all feelings. I don't care about nobody's feelings from back home. I don't care about no family feelings about it. This is my platform to speak my truth. And this is for everybody else out. This is to speak my truth. If you are bothered by my truth, get the fuck off my fucking YouTube. Don't watch my YouTube and think you know who I'm talking about unless I personally said somebody's name like I did Jane's. This is for Jane. Mari Yoshi on Facebook. This is for her. I don't sub people. Now I protect my family when I'm talking about issues with my family. Other than that, I don't care. Somebody from back home ran back and told my baby daddy how I talked about when I got shot by him. Okay, that's my experience. I went through domestic violence. I get to talk about that. There are women out here that are going through domestic violence experiences, and there are women that didn't make it out of it. I want to be an example to show people you can get out of it. And I'm going to tell my fucking story. It happened to me. Fuck him. It happened to me. So for you to run back to him and tell him that, you're a piece of shit. Because you're trying to cause problems? We co-parent. Yes, we co-parent. That's it. What I do with my life now, moving forward, I ain't been with that man in almost 20 years. It's my business. Don't follow my YouTube trying to go and pick up pieces and figure this out and that out. If I want that person to know, I will say their name. Period. Period. Because one thing about me, I don't hide nothing about how I feel. I've never been like that my whole entire life. That's a big reason of why I've been able to heal myself, because I don't hold shit in. I don't hold traumas in. I work through that shit. I talk through that shit. I meditate through that shit. I heal through that shit. I took counseling. I had therapy, everything, all the necessary things that I needed to do in order to heal myself and move forward. I'm not letting nothing like that hold me back. Y'all be sitting up here wanting to be quiet and not talk about this. Got molested by your uncle. You ain't even talking about it. You're not even outing him. You didn't even go take him to where he got arrested for it. Your parents didn't do it. They taught y'all how to be quiet about traumas. They taught y'all how to be quiet and cover up shit and sweep it under the rug only for it to keep on getting dirty underneath the rug. Like, I don't do that. I like a clean realm, a clean era, a clean life, a clean headspace, a clean aura, a clean energy. And so if I have to talk about it, if I need to talk about it, if I need to express my experiences and my feelings, then I'm going to do that. So I don't know why people be feeling like they need to psychoanalyze what Drea got going on. It's because you see something in yourself that's unhealed and you need to heal it. And you wish you could be open about your experiences in your life and your traumas, and that you can heal from them and move forward. So utilize this channel as a healing tool, but don't come on here trying to cause drama. And don't utilize my live streams to try to build drama off of it. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Because you're not going to find none. You're not going to find none. Because I don't live in drama. I live in peace, love, understanding, overstanding, growth, prosperity. Those are the things that I hang on to. I don't got time for all this other low vibrational, three-dimensional shit y'all be on and keep trying to pass that shit on to me because you hate that I don't live in that space with you. Oh well. Seek help. Seek help. Please seek help. You need help. You need help. That's it and that's all. And again, I came on this live stream to utilize my experiences and put my experiences out there so that people know, yes, if somebody else is going through this, they know this is happening out here. People are doing this. People do this. It's 14 people from what I can see, because they be shadow banning that too, that's watching this, and I have literally only 3 people commenting. You want to know why? Because they sit back in the shadows and they either see their self as that person, Jane, or they see their self as me. Either which way, they sitting here and they're getting something out of it. And that was the purpose of me starting Drea Talk. To be real, authentic, and who I am, and experiences that I've been through. And experiences that I feel like need to be brought to the table or need to be brought to the forefront. So we can all have a moment and talk about it. But y'all ain't running me off nowhere. Nowhere. And nothing you have sent this way has penetrated anything in my life. So I suggest you stop wasting your energy. Because that's what you're doing. You wasting your fucking energy. Damn, this live stream is all 2 hours long. Because of bums. And I don't even like to talk about people like that, but we gotta call a spade a spade. It is what it is. I wouldn't have nothing like this to talk about if I didn't have people that act like this coming towards me when I'm minding my own fucking business, doing what Drea needs to do for Drea and Drea's family. I'm not concerned about nobody else's family and what they're doing with their life. That's none of my concern. But when you come over here and you come for me, and I didn't send for you, I'm sending your ass back Federal Express, and I might have to read you fulfilled before I do so. And it is what it is. So now I'm sending you back Federal Express since I didn't read your ass fulfilled. Because I gave you opportunity to come on here, and your weak ass didn't come on here. So that just lets me know you're a coward that you are. The reason why you blocked me, because I asked you politely, what's your name on YouTube so I can block your ass? Because I blocked you from everything else. It was simple. You could drop your name, then blocked it. That way I could block you. But clearly, you want to still have access to seeing something about me. So here you go. I gave you 2 hours of limelight. Utilize this live and capitalize off of it if you have to, since you're a clout chaser. Do whatever you feel you need to do. But I'm telling you this much. People like that have ugly souls and ugly spirits, so they're ugly to me. Hideous. Anyway, y'all, the next live stream, I'm getting ready to come on. I need to bring up Sierra. We're going to talk about Sierra, Miss Mary woman. And her out here having this independent song talking about for the women that don't need no man, but you out here telling people that you love your husband and he didn't help you through this and that. You were with Future, who thrived off of and preyed on women that was INDEPENDENT. Okay? But now you want to sit up here and spread through our community. That's how you know she part of the agenda of keeping us separate. Because how you a whole married woman with 3 children, supposedly so happily married and Christian, and out here talking about this is for the women that don't need no men. And then y'all making excuses about it like it's okay. It's completely disgusting. So that's what the next live stream gonna be about, y'all. I'll be doing it probably on Wednesday, but I'll schedule it so y'all know. Hit the notification button, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and hit the notification button if you want to see the next live stream. We gonna get into it with Miss Cece. And other than that, I'll keep y'all posted if Miss Deranged and Psychotic even had the decency to reach out to me, which I know she won't. If I keep seeing anything else, I'm gonna have to take legal matters, and it just is what it is. Cause I'm tired of seeing it. You can't be woman enough and say what your real issue is, and go ahead and get it off your chest. Then I don't have nothing else for you, sweetie. But other than that, I hope y'all have a great rest of the Sunday or whatever. If there's a topic or anything y'all want me to talk about, please drop it below in the comments. Other than that, if you would like to be on Drea Talk, let me know and we can discuss what you want to come on for. Other than that, peace and love to everybody. You know what? Keep that protection around you and fuck these haters. Peace. Peace, girl.